Peace, peace, love, light, family. Welcome into whoever is here. I can see someone in, but I can't see who's in here. Welcome to Metaphysical Monday. Today has been like crazy. It's been extremely wild energy, and I think a lot of it has to do with the energy shifting from Aries to Taurus for one. Also, the Mercury will be going direct on the 24th, so that's like 2 days from now. Today is Earth Day. Today was Earth Day. We're now in the evening of Earth Day, and I really wish I would have done the live earlier, like way earlier, but I did it at my nighttime energy. I did a lot of work surrounding this day because this is like one of my favorite campaigns. I can't really call it a holiday. I'm not sure if other people celebrate Earth Day. I know, like, being in my small group of goddesses that I politic with, and I'm talking about a very small group because I don't know many, people of color that celebrate or acknowledge Earth Day, honestly, or people in general. It's so important, but it's something that always seems to be an afterthought, something that is people take for granted. So I had to give my part, or give back as I do every year, and give something for Earth Day. Now in California, this is how I actually, began to be aware or conscious of this Earth Day movement. And it is now a global movement that started, back in 1969, where the actual first protest or demonstration was in 1970. But I was, it didn't take much to really sell me on Earth Day. I didn't really know the history of why it started. I just know that I was invited to festivals, and I would see all of these different things taking place in, different parts of California, things for children, things for adults, things for the city. I was very much, and still am, very big on recycling, upcycling, and, I'm very aware, consciousness, or environmentally aware. That's something that we practiced in my organization, MOTU, and it's just something I practice in my life. I don't litter, Beaumont, where I'm at now, they don't really have a good recycling type program. They just do like aluminum cans. And I remember about like in 2010, I was out here and I, started a community, I had a community of children, and honestly, some of the children that are around me now, though, including my son, those were the children that were a part of Black Ones of Greatness with Infinite Energy, which later became Beautiful Ones of Greatness with Infinite Energy, and we were an environmental group. So I taught environmentalism to the children, and what really launched it was, they had an area in our neighborhood where the children wanted to play sports. And it was full of glass, trash in the grass, so when I brought in the consciousness that we have to have, and how we have to take that time and put that energy towards bettering our own communities. If the city's not doing it or whatever, again, being proactive in our part in the environment. So we went and we did a cleanup, and then they had a space to play in, and, so forth. But whatever the case, being an earth sign, I'm a Virgo with 4 placements in Virgo, and I'm also a Capricorn rising. I'm hella earthy. I totally, champion the planet. I championed the planet even during the pandemic, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into Earth Day. I'm not gonna make this a long live because I'm not really even sure, how important this is to people, but I know it is important. It's important to humanity. And this is for the people that are interested. Yeah, I did write a caption. I couldn't remember if I wrote the caption or not. I'm kind of a little bit off, off the, it's not a certain, I was like gonna go with a certain pattern, but it may be a little off based on what I wrote on the caption. I'm not sure. But I just want to go into, real quickly, the history of Earth Day. It was conceived in 1969, once again, by Senator Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin. He was responding to a 1969 oil spill in Santa Barbara, California, which caused devastation to that area. Peace, brother. How are you? General Tashaka, Queen Netta, Bees, what's good? I'm over here talking about trying to get this information out about Earth Day. But whatever the case, he was responding to an oil spill, and he wanted to raise the concern of Americans for environmental awareness. Now, honestly, environmental awareness is something that the ancients always knew and practiced, and but we kind of lost that, and definitely lost it during slavery, which is a whole nother topic. But I am going to touch a little bit on that, as far as the way we had this love-hate relationship with nature because of how we were forced to interact with nature, such as being forced to work in fields, forced is also being, hung on trees and different things like that. Even like Billie Holiday spoke of like magnolias and, the smell of how sweet they smelled it. But you mix it with like, hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. You mix it in with flesh hanging from the tree, then it's not so pleasant. So it made people hate, different attributes of nature. Like when I was a child, we never went camping and stuff like that. That's just something we didn't do. I was like in my 30s before I ever went on a camping trip. I might have even been like 29, somewhere in there. But the point is, some people have, some people haven't. But we lost that sense of awareness is the point that I'm making. So back to the way this day was conceived. It was the college age students is the one that really gave it its steam. It was the Vietnam War protesters, and and it was such a big deal, this devastation that this oil spill caused, that he wanted to make a protest. The Senator Gaylord, he wanted to make a protest that helped to galvanize the environmental consciousness to shift public attitudes towards the environment. And honestly, this is why I think it's so important, because we're back in that space, where there was like this whole environmental movement in the 70s, and people becoming more aware. This also got the government to respond and create federal laws such as the Natural Environment Policy Act of 1969, the Clean Water Act of 1972, and other environmental protection agencies, EPA, and just making people more socially aware of the environment, or consciousness of the environment. I'm sorry, you guys, Mercury retrograde is still retrograding, and I'm having a hard time with this. So you guys just bear with me, and I'm having a hard time with it because I'm being gentle with what I'm saying, because I don't know how everybody receives earth consciousness. But part of soul jet healing, and part of what I believe and what I was initiated in, African-based spiritualities as well, nature and the earth is a very big deal. So I take this like it's very close to my heart. It's almost triggering. So I'm just trying to take my time with what I'm saying. But they had it's called demonstrations or teach-ins to really, promote this heavily. It was more like a campaign, not necessarily a holiday. Now, their reasons for doing it may be different from the ancients, obviously, but it's almost like these powers that be destroyed the planet, and then they tried to come back and, push and promote like we got to save the planet, right? But it really don't matter, because at this point, sustainability and conservation is the only things we can do. Finding ways to conserve and finding ways to sustain what we already have. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Anyway, it's still Mercury retrograde, so I've been here, but whatever the case, and I know like a lot of this stuff without looking at it, I'm just kind of like trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. But whatever the case, that first year that this demonstration popped off, according to like the agencies that like take, poll or whatever, it was 20 million Americans that actually participated in this movement. And then by 1990, you had 141 countries, so it became a global movement. And I think it's important because I'm thinking my whole thought pattern. I mean, I understand the oil spills, all the things that humans have done to destroy the planet, but it's also just coming into the consciousness and awareness of Earth itself and what Earth is. You know, I wanted to pay homage to our planet today because it often gets overlooked, even though we are all planetarians. Every last one of us are planetarians. And a planetarian is an inhabitant of planet Earth. And we talk about being gods and talk about being goddesses and how we this and we that. But if you're not in harmony with nature in the planet, how can you even, you know, think that you are in this, you know, great state of consciousness? Because it's even aligning with the planet, even aligning with the green, it expands the heart consciousness. It expands the awareness. It makes you feel more holistic. And, you know, and honestly, you know, the celestial part of things is all good. The inner journey is all good. The distractions could be okay sometime, but it's nothing that we don't get from planet Earth every single day. All of the gifts that we get, everything from the clothes that we wear, the food that we eat, the water we drink, the air that we breathe, the minerals, our houses we live in. So Earth is always all around us. The crystals, you know, and just so many other things. There's numerous things, beauty, you know, flowers. There's all of these great things that the planet has given to us. And we just so disconnected. Sometimes we limit our Earth interaction to our neighborhoods, to our cities, to the block, you know, to our culture, just only to one thing. But there's so much going on the planet that we need to connect to. Black people being the original people on the planet, the oldest people on the planet. Like I said, it's not so much that it's all about can we all just get along, but we are the stewards of planet Earth. We are the people that should be examples in how we live to all of humanity, despite of what other people are doing. It's not about what other people are doing. It's what we're doing, how we're contributing to the planet. So I just thought that it was very important for me to go over some of these numbers even so that we can foster peace and love, family, to Sister Elaine, Brother Ishmael Bey, everybody that's tapped in right now, General Tashaka, Brother Knowledge, Netta Bees, the other queen that I just met recently, Angela. So I wanted to just go into, you know, I think also part of us, you know, shifting this consciousness to the 5-dimensional, to the 5D energy is embracing all of consciousness. Because when I say Earth energy, it's all of the things that's on the planet that we're connected to, that stream of consciousness that run through every living thing, through the animals, through water, through nature, through us, you know. So it's important that we reconnect with these things so that we can get information. There's so much information that's in our planet, that's in the ground and all around us. So I just wanted to touch on that. So at this point, we got like 200 million people on planet Earth that's celebrating and participating in Earth Day. So it is awareness. And I think it's those of people that are aware, those people that the few that's aware is actually was helping to sustain, because there's more of us that's abusing the planet, you know. So it's just simple things, because no, we can't just tackle all of the things that's going on the earth. But the simple things like not littering, upcycling, recycling, conserving, you know, watching what we use. So when you look at pollution by numbers even, Americans produce 292.4 million tons yearly of waste. And this is just in America. That equals to 5 pounds daily. The average American uses 80 to 100 gallons of water per day, mainly from flushing toilets, showering daily, and doing your laundry. And that doesn't even speak to people who waste water or have leaks in the house or pipes bursting and just different things that, you know, take place. It's very important because Soul-Jedism, we do definitely promote reincarnation. I believe in that. I believe to be absent in the body is to be present with the spirit, and I believe we come again. I believe that it's important to look at those that come after us, just like there were people that we came after, and they had to leave the planet in a certain state and condition. So we have to also look at our descendants, the people that still have to live here. And if you and believe it or not, just doing small things. A lot of times we don't have consciousness towards the environment or care about littering because we think that one water bottle won't hurt. Give thanks. that one water bottle won't hurt, or that, you know, you throwing 5 water bottles out the window a day, or people just throwing food out, or throwing stuff in the ocean, and just all of these different things contaminating the planet. But when you think about how many people are on planet Earth, and even if we all threw a water bottle a day out the window, just think about, and I'm using water bottles, but just think about how many water bottles that actually is. And also think about how you're throwing money away. Because instead of just throwing things away, you should look and see if it's recyclable. You know, and that could be a way to teach your children, to teach the youth about recycling, about conserving, and they can make them a little money. You know what I mean? I do it with my son, you know, with the water bottles, and they pay 10 cents a bottle. And as much as we drink, you know, we don't even think about, we just take for granted how accessible certain things are to us. And it's time for us to give thanks and to remember every day. Even one of the 42 laws of Ma'at is not wasting water. You know what I mean? So some things I wanted to reflect on also is, you know, all of these things that the earth gives us. I want to go back to the earth gifts. You know, we're going to get money from earth. We get gold and paper money from earth, right? But when you talk about having bad money and stuff, this is what I'm really wanting to tap into, is the earth consciousness. Because what a lot of people don't understand, and especially white folks, I'm going to just say it, a lot of them don't understand that earth is a living, breathing deity. Earth is a living being. You know, you can't say that there's living things in earth and earth is dormant or dead. There's certain things that may be vibrating at a lower rate, so you don't know that it's conscious, but all things have this consciousness that's natural flowing through it. So planet Earth itself, it responds. It does what it needs to do every day without being told. It's self, you know, self-contained. It's self-governing. It does what it needs to do without us having to flick on the switch, despite of what we do. And just to show you the strength of Earth and all that we do to the planet and the way we destroy it every day, even with our energy, even the violence, even the negative forces and things that we bring to the planet. But it continues to sustain and give to us, and it's not even in its highest state. So can you imagine what it would be like if Earth was actually in its highest state, able to function at a high level of functioning? And also just keep in mind, like I said, as within, so without. So if we were conscious of the Earth energy, we would get better results, even with our money. You know, because see, I know like people don't always see what you're doing. They don't see if you're recycling really, or if you're littering, but you know that. You know that, and consciousness knows that. And when I notice that when I give back to the planet, it sustains me. It always gives back to me. So just keep that in mind for people that have blocks on money and different things like that. You know, be conscious of how you treat the planet. Now, it's funny that the people that destroy the planet, all of a sudden, you know, they came into this great consciousness. And I don't know if it was because of the oil spilling. I really don't care. I don't care who started it or who it is or whatever. All I know is it gives me an opportunity to speak about planet Earth and to champion planet Earth and to give thanks. But this is how I live every day. But it gives me a chance to share it with other people, you know, because this is already a subject that it's not talked about enough. So, Earth allegedly is 4.543 billion years old. It's measured by radiometric dating, looking at rocks dating back as old as 4.5 billion years. Now that's up for debate. Right on, I do too, totally. To be absent in the body. Energy cannot be recreated or destroyed. It can't be created or destroyed. So I definitely believe that the life force continues on. The Earth is honestly a big, huge garden with many gifts to support our life and make us comfortable to enjoy our life and pass it on to those that come after us. We get earth gifts like clean water, clean air, minerals. This is what Earth in its high sense is producing for us. Metals and golds and soils and gardens and landscapes. Healing medicine. All of these things come from the planet. And trees reduce stress. We got seasons. We even have diversity in culture from Earth. And the thing about that that's so fascinating is depending on where you were born, you may have unique plants, unique landscapes, unique gifts that other parts of the world may not have. So that shapes and reshapes our culture and makes us different. Well, we have to use what's in our environment to create food, to create clothing, to create styles. So it gives us a lifestyle. It gives us a culture. Earth plays a part in that. you know, of what we eat again and what we wear and, you know, just different things like that, how we live in our life. But I also want to go into, you know, earth gives us everything. I can go on and on with the earth gifts. I want to do a grounding meditation tonight. And that was actually one of my supporters actually requested it. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But it's really important that, I don't know how to stress enough that earth is a living being. E5 even teaches that earth itself is an Orisha. It's an Orisha. It's a God in itself, or a goddess. It's a living energy like us, you know. And when we interact with it, it will interact back with you. You know, you will get information, you know, the trees, all of those things. And see, I think part of the meditation that we have to work on and the healing work that we really need to do, I was thinking about it tonight. We have to do some work for our ancestors. I was listening to Brother Knowledge Born Allah's live, and the brother on there was saying it's a two-way street. You also have to bless and you know, do the work and help the ancestors that are having struggles and stuck on the other side. And I'm going to take it even another step and say we have to break the generational curses of our ancestors that were hung from trees, and those that were put in fields and reservations and plantations and made to be at war with nature. We have to begin to do work, healing work around that, so that we can go ahead and get back into harmony with nature and rise to our highest powers, rise to our highest good, and be able to really do the work and really be connected and really begin to make this shift on a collective level, because we need everybody's consciousness in this. This is a collective shift that's taking place. We all have to get back on one accord. You know, green is the color of love, but it's also the color that helps to heal jealousy. You hear like green-eyed monster and all of these different things like that, green with envy. But I honestly believe connecting back with the green and connecting back with nature and doing these meditations would even kill the jealousies and stuff that we have for each other. Because that spirit that destroys us, that they even played that out in nature. That spirit that constantly separates us, it is a spirit. And we have to break that. And it even starts with the mother, with the women. Because women have such hateful energy towards each other, even more than the men. And we are the ones, we're connected and even likened to earth, called earth mothers, earth goddesses, earth daughters, earth seeds. You know, so we have to get back to expanding the heart chakra in that way, creating, using earth's energy and earth medicine and building and healing together. Even the drum comes from the tree. And we do so well when we dance together, when we sing together, when we create together. That melts and destroys those lines of division. And we have to come back into harmonizing and fellowshipping with each other. You know, because even the earth energy, it deals with love. It deals with the heart chakra. It deals with expanding the awareness. And we walking around hating animals and hating each other and hating this and hating that. You know, but the healing is right here. And like I said, the shift is already taking place, because as we're shifting, the earth is shifting. So it's really time to align and with the pain that earth is feeling too, because earth is restoring itself. So we need to restore ourselves. Earth is going to be all right ultimately, but it's just going to take so much longer if we keep on destroying the progress, slowing down the progress of the healing. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions and give thanks? So I'm going to go ahead and, if nobody has any questions, because I said I wasn't going to make this an ultra long live, but I do know that, let me read some of the comments. We're destroying the earth, especially by cutting down the trees. We need trees for oxygen. Come on. This is the true divine teaching tonight. Yes, my energy is always elevated when learning new info. I shade, and I definitely believe in reincarnation. But it's interesting. I wanted to tap onto that, Queen. The importance of forests and trees. Okay, so why are trees so important? Just for those that may not know. Trees help cool down the earth with shade, reducing carbon monoxide in the atmosphere and distributing water. Trees also, or the forest acts as a barrier to wildfires and floods. So it protects humanity. You know, it's so much, and most of our clean air comes from the forest, right? And there's this whole thing where this deforestation, where they're just destroying the forest. So we have to get to a place of how do we contribute. I'm going to tell you guys how I contribute. I've been a member of the Arbor Day. Yes, I'm a nerd when it comes down to this kind of stuff. I've been a member of the Arbor Day Society since 2010. And they allow you to plant trees. You can plant so many a year, depending on your donation. And it's very small amounts. It starts at small amounts, anything from small to large. If you want to know how you can help the planet, you can definitely be a part of planting trees and putting back into our, our system, our ecosystem, and also just into the forests. Because these trees build forests. And this organization have already built over 500 million trees. I've been a part of projects in Oakland where we go out in Oakland into the communities because Oakland was looking like an industrial complex. One of the sisters pointed it out that as beautiful as Oakland is, in most of the neighborhoods, it wasn't really no trees. It wasn't no trees, just concrete, So they had a tree program where, one of the sisters, she planted like 10,000 trees and ended up on Time Magazine from Oakland. And the steps that we can take to help Mother Earth heal is it goes back to conservation. What I'm saying, giving back to the planet by partaking and looking at different organizations that are dedicated to environmentalism. Become more aware of environmentalism. How can you help your community with, and do it in your own home instead of throwing things away? Find out ways that you can. We recycle. California is very big on recycling. I really hate that Beaumont is in its current state because I tried with Beaumont like 20 years ago. Well, not that long ago, about 15 years ago, and they just wasn't on code with it other than aluminum cans. But, Houston has recycling programs, looking in your city for all of the people that want to find something to do and how to be activists. Start a recycling program. When you deal with start a community garden. Those are ways that we can help the earth heal, other than the meditation and giving it love and hugging trees even, which sounds crazy, but no, it's connecting and vibrating on the heart level. But just know this, there's a lot of programs out there, people that work with grants and other philanthropies that will give big money to these kind of programs of growing food, of community gardens, of helping with the building of our green environment. This is like big right now. You know what I mean? And even especially in the Black community. They had programs all in Los Angeles that was looking for, Black growers, people that want to do this work. But like I said, we were so divided. I mean, even stuff like beekeeping, people that don't mind beekeeping, pollinating, just things like that. It's just getting back into it. I mean, as children, we were more environmentally aware. We played outside every day. We played and we ran and we was in the grass, and that's a point. That's a part of interacting and interplaying with the planet. For other people, it's meditating outside. Like I would have did my meditation outside today, but the conditions didn't allow it where I am. But joining Arbor Day Society, that's another way. And just finding out about, start your own thing. There's other ways you can do it. Hey, Ma. Just pollen, But anyway, I guess what's next, because we already went into, so many, I told you I wasn't going to make it a really long live because it's already late. But I want to go into the meditation. And there's several meditations that we could do. And I definitely want to tap back into healing that link between our ancestors during slavery and that dissension between us and nature. The way we were, some people really hate nature, being out in all of that. Like, I don't want to be outside or just whatever, but that's where it's at. Honestly, that's where it's at. So, those are some of the steps. I hope I answered that question. If anybody else have questions, please ask. Just understanding that when you just calm down and take it to the center, like in this meditation, one of the things I say is imagining the umbilical cord or your belly button and an umbilical cord going directly into the earth and connecting to the core of the planet. Just reconnecting, rebirthing ourselves, because this is our home, and it's so much that it offers us. We miss so much. It's so many answers that we could have that we don't even You know, when they say leave no leaf unturned, ain't a leaf nature. Leave no leaf unturned. Sometimes we got to get out there to discover these mysteries. Everybody else doing it. And y'all know what I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. They get to it before we do, and they're telling our story. You know? But there's still so much things that's uncharted. And it's just time to just, you know, as humanity, you know, to bringing that light in is to connect and reconnect with the planet. Thank you, Mom. Love you. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the guided meditation. Everybody don't have to physically participate with this because I didn't do my flyer. It was just kind of like, I've actually been in meditation all day. I did some ancestral work today. Been on that all morning. Like just, yeah. I meditated probably like, I might have did 2 or 2.5 meditations. So, I was a little nervous because I know the energy that a lot of us have towards the planet, but it's so important. It's not corny. You know, people used to laugh at Freddie on Different World because she was all about saving the planet. You know, Freddie grew up on an Indian reservation. That's what some people may not know. Cree Summer, you know, she grew up on a reservation. She never even went to a regular school until she was 10 years old. She was well connected with the earth. So the role she played in Different World, that was really her. You know, I mean, she came from a line of, if you want to call them hippies, you know, people that was definitely in tune to nature. So we're going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and end this live with, just want to give thanks for Earth Day, you guys. Earth Day is April 22nd of every year. Always falls on the 22nd. You know, and I'm just asking, like, I know we can't change the world, but just be more mindful, using mindfulness, and just watch how things change. Just one person can make a difference with just being mindful of, like in California, we have to be mindful of the water we use because there's always droughts. You know, when you haven't had those kind of conditions, you tend to take those type of things for granted. I have friends in Africa, in certain parts of Nigeria, that I used to politic with on the phone, and they would tell me, like, you know, they would show me on camera, you know, how they're going out purchasing these little bags of water called pure water, you know, little bags of water to get clean water, something that we take for granted, you know. So just be mindful. You know, all of those things help with consciousness and being conscious of the environment. You can't, I mean, that's the key right there to expanding, to growth, to changing the environment. Look at all of the violence and stuff that's in our environment. A lot of that is because there's not enough nature around. Like I said, so many people are in concrete jungles. The concrete jungles are in these housing projects in our communities. You know, so the trees are important, you guys. So anyway, give me a moment. I'm going to try to turn the music up a little bit, and I'm going to start my meditation. Can y'all hear the background sound, you guys? So anybody that's participating in the meditation, make sure you're in a comfortable space. Sit where your feet are touching the ground. And if you're not able to do the meditation, it's okay to still listen. Thank you, Queen. Give thanks, Dolores. Queen Dolores is in today. My family's here. My friends are here. My Soul Jet Healing community supporters are here. Brother General Tashaka is here. You know, this is a good build. I give thanks for all of the energies that's here and will be here. So if you can't participate, Brother Knowledge is in the house. You can't participate in the meditation now. You can always, you know, come back and listen and do it another day. So when your feet are touching the floor, close your eyes. And I put 2 scenarios in this, and I wrote this. This is my own unique meditation. But you can imagine 2 different scenarios. I just want you to imagine green energy all around you. Something else too, before I even get into the meditation. You know, the forest reduces your heart rate. So people that, you know, have a lot of high stress, just going into the redwoods. Now this I know, because my mother has brought me to the redwoods many times, her and Dolores. And I had so much stress, but just even driving into these majestic trees, and just being around all of this green energy, all of this fresh air and oxygen, it just instantly reduced the stress that I was feeling. So that's something to think about. So as we're doing the meditation, like I said, I set up 2 scenarios. One is actually in the forest, in the redwood forest. The other, you can imagine yourself in a greenhouse, okay? Just a really big greenhouse with all of these different types of plants. Very tall trees, surrounded by beautiful plants of all kinds. Now I want everyone to breathe in oxygen. If you're in the forest, just take 3 deep breaths through your nose and release through your mouth. And again, I ask you to do this because I want you to still and relax your mind so you can receive the meditation from a calm space. And once more, so just relax. And like I said, if you're not a part of the meditation, I just want you to receive it. And I'm going to go ahead and read my words, this divinely guided and inspired meditation. So as you release through your mouth, I want you to imagine all of the nature, trees, plants giving you oxygen and light. Imagine this light as consciousness flowing in your crown chakra. Imagine it transferring this white light. Pull the light down throughout your body as you release old, dead, stuck energy. Releasing pain from your third eye. Visualize the light shining on your pineal gland and your throat, making your truth easier to speak. Yes, from the pineal gland down to the throat, making your truth easier to speak. Speak in light. Visualize your heart releasing pain, anger, hate, and traveling down to your solar plexus, your stomach, where your gut instinct resides. Visualize the earth umbilical cord connecting from your belly button to the center of the earth's core. Now breathe. Release all that's blocking your destiny and ability to heal and move forward. Pulling light into your bones and DNA. Allow this light to awaken the ancestors and recharge your cellular memory in the cells in your body. May all this energy be pulled into the earth. Breathe. Imagine your feet being rooted into the ground, growing roots from the soles of your feet into the earth. All of the light that has started from the crown all the way down, all of the energy that is being transformed alchemically, being pulled and released and dissipated into the earth, regenerated. Now breathe. Feel at one and at peace and with love for our planet, for our home, for the mother source, for the father source. Put your hand on your belly. Breathe in. Release everything slowly. Just take some time to be quiet as we come back down. I'm not going to make it a super long meditation. Just something to give you a feel of when we operate in consciousness on one accord. All of the people present right now, the energies that are present. Feeling more lighter, more connected. This is something that could be practiced outside, an even more powerful impact. But what we did now was a visualization. And the mind is so strong, it can take you right into the forest, right into the greenhouse, right into the communities. These same visualizations could be practiced in the hood. For all of you advocates, go to the hood park. Teach the hood how to meditate. That's how you give back. I did it. We throw events where they can, like healing events, in some of the seediest parts of California. And that's what we do. I mean, anybody that know about Oakland, you know, I was a part of a ritual or a festival. Shout out to Najee, if he's tapped in or will tap in, that Najee put on, and it was on San Pablo and Brush. It's rough over there. A lot of homeless people showed up. We had floral water. We had food. We had African dance. We had the frequency raised so high. And nobody, it was before COVID, nobody went tripping at the homeless people stuck their finger in the same water. We literally passed this water around and built and fostered community. These are the things that we do. We fed them, but we also gave them spirituality. We gave them lightness, gave them hope. Because we do it, you know, all the time. And you can take what you're learning and pass it on. That's how, you know, and if anybody have any other questions or any other ideas of how we can create light and more environmental awareness and want to come on Metaphysical Monday and talk about it, please tap in. You know, other than that, thank you. Thank you, everybody that's watching. If you would like to do the meditation, go back and, you know, if you didn't get a chance to, get comfortable and partake. You know, if there's any other thing that you'd like to add, again, put it in the comments. And we'll be back to our regular programming next week. Lots of changes, but they're all for the better. And I just want to tell you guys that I love you. And I extend so much love, so much light. I thank you for giving and exchanging your energy with me. It helps me to give more and pour into you guys. So thank you. Thank you for trusting the process. You know, I was late, but I'm always on time. So anyway, God bless. God is blessed. And again, happy Earth Day. Peace.